The United States is weighing the deployment of additional military assets to the Middle East, including a possible aircraft carrier strike group, as the tensions escalate with Iran. And we're learning that, according to several reports, the US is considering sending the USS Abraham Lincoln carrier strike group to the region as the precautionary move during a period of heightened tension. US officials have also said that deployments are typically aimed at deterring attacks on the American forces, with around 30,000 US troops that are stationed across several countries there, including Jordan, Iraq and Syria. So that remains the focus. We're learning that US is weighing the deployment of additional military assets to the Middle East. Srinjoy, what is the reason behind it? We know that there are heightened tensions in Iran, and now we're learning that as far as Jordan, Iraq and Syria are concerned, US is planning to deploy more troops there.
Very simply, if you bringing in the Abraham Lincoln, which is one of the super carriers, America has about 11 of them, then the possibility of strikes is higher. We don't know what Trump will do eventually, but cruise missile strikes from the carrier and the ships that are with it is entirely possible. And that is on the cards. If you're going to have more troops in Jordan and all these places, once again, it's just a way of reinforcing things. Also, America has bases there in Qatar, in Kuwait, in Bahrain and all that. All of them can be targeted by the Iranians with their ballistic missiles. Of course, the Americans have the Iron Dome, and the possibility of intercepting these missiles are high. Nevertheless, it's always a critical issue when you're facing a missile strike. So the potential of serious trouble, big trouble in the Middle East is also there.
All right, and the US has said that this is a precautionary move during a period of heightened tensions. But in the last few days, we are also learning that as far as Qatar is concerned, Srinjoy, there are several. In fact, I'll come back to you. I'm joined by expert Pratikrit Pain. Thanks so much for connecting with us. How do you look at the action that US has been taken as far as Iran is concerned, and how do you now look at the situation in Iran? Because we're learning that the SMS service have started the digital blackout that has partially subsided as well.
Well, what happened inside Iran and the kind of brutality shown by the government of Iran, it's very, very condemnable. I think people of Iran have the right to decide the kind of government they want. But if America thinks that any kind of external intervention, bombing the place, killing people would invariably lead to a better Iran, I think there are challenges, because even if you want to take that regime out, there will be a long-drawn phase of instability, as we have seen in Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan, or Syria. American interventions did not create any kind of stability. On the other hand, it is also a reality that Iran is not an Iraq or a Syria. It's a huge country. It has huge strategic depth. So it's not going to be a cake over for the United States. In most likelihood, the possibility of a flare-up between Israel and Iran cannot be ruled out, and that certainly doesn't augur well for global stability. From the time of COVID onwards, we have seen one conflict after another, and it also appears that after what Donald Trump did in Venezuela, it's as if he has tasted blood, and he wants to repeat it in Iran. But doing in Venezuela and doing something very similar in Iran are not at all going to help. The American perception of planting somebody from outside who is in exile through a regime change, it has never worked very well. In case of Bangladesh, we have seen the kind of chaos that came in after Yunus flew in from France. He is literally somebody who worked for the Clinton Foundation, and he is very close to the American establishment. It has not created stability. On the other hand, many people in Bangladesh who were very enthusiastic about what the change that happened in July 2024 now are very, very having second thoughts about the outcome. because
Right.
the country is getting into chaos. So I think the Americans also know that there will be body bags, there will be death, but I think still they will go for it, and it will create another round of instability in Middle East.
Absolutely. So a lot of pressure that US is putting on Iran. So it remains to be seen whether the situation will ease off or will there be an attack by US as far as Iran is concerned. Thank you so much for all the details. With this, a short break.